What's up, everybody? Matt Outdoorsman here. Excuse the sound of the windshield wipers today, folks. We got some inclement weather up here in liberal paradise, New England. Massive storm sweeping across the area. Folks in my parts would refer this to be a nor'easter. But right now the weather is, the temperatures rather are too warm for it to be snow. However, between now and tomorrow morning, there's going to be like a 50-degree temperature drop. So that's going to make for some great hunting weather tomorrow morning. And Matt Outdoorsman is getting out into those deer woods tomorrow morning for a nice Christmas Eve deer hunt. It's going to be about 10 degrees. Anyway, moving on to topic. Preppers versus non-preppers, guys. Alright? Preppers versus bogeys. Alright? And what's a bogey? No, we're not talking about golf. We're talking about... It's a term that's generally used in military terms and even law enforcement terms. A bogey, guys, is a threat. Okay? Plain and simple. A bogey is a threat. Somebody or something that that poses a threat. Alright? And I can tell you right now, when the shit hits the fan, guys, non-preppers, bogeys, are going to be the biggest threat that we're going to face outside of our own government, right? So, to break it down, if we're looking at a total collapse, whether that would be an economic collapse, which in my opinion, I see that on the forefront. Non-preppers are going to be caught with their pants down. All right. In my opinion, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, you have to have a certain kind of mindset to be a prepper. You have to be what some refer to as black-pilled. And for those folks that know what I'm talking about, black-pilled is being awake. It's being aware of what's going on around you. It's understanding reality. It's understanding the reality of the situation. All right, that you're pretty much on your own in this dog-eat-dog world, right? If you're gonna survive, you have to have that understanding that you are pretty much on your own. Nobody's going to come in and save you. Big government isn't going to swoop in and be your knight in shining armor and come in and save you. All right? That's what being black-pilled means. It depends on who you ask. If you're trying to have a conversation with a leftist, then good luck if that's ever going to be a productive conversation. But, they refer to being black-pilled as like some kind of like, not to try to get this video flagged, but like a racist term or something like that. And that's just a bunch of fucking bullshit, It's people pretending to know what the fuck they're talking about, and at the end of the day, they don't have the first goddamn clue what they're talking about. Being black-pilled is what I just mentioned, folks. It's just being aware. It's being awake. All right? And a lot of people are not awake. All right? So, when you're not awake, you're not going to be prepared. You're not going to be ready for when all shit breaks bad. Okay? And, it's the society that we live in, guys. It's what society has molded most people into being, and that is being dependent, that's being complacent, lazy, asleep at the wheel. They want you to, society has molded the average people to live a convenience lifestyle and to pretty much know that you're going to be pampered and taken care of, right? You know, if you want to have a ribeye steak for supper, you just go to the market, the supermarket, and you know, those ribeye steaks are going to be there. You know, if you want to make a salad to go with that steak, you know that if you go to the produce section of your supermarket, you're going to have your lettuce, tomatoes, and whatever other fixings there are to make that salad, right? You pick up what I'm putting down, guys. People have just become too accustomed to the system, to the natural order of things, all right? But I can tell you right now that, in my opinion, guys, the stage is being set for a total economic collapse. And when that happens, a lot of those folks that are not awake are going to be erased from existence, all right? And it's because of the mindset. It's the lack of the ability to adapt to a situation, all right? It's the lack of mental toughness, all right? I have preached in previous videos of mine that I purposely put myself in uncomfortable situations to train my mind, you know, to train my body, to keep that mental toughness mindset. You know, I'll throw on my rucksack that weighs 40 pounds and I'll go for a hike, you know, out in 10-degree weather, out in the rain, you know, out in the snow, when it's 100 degrees out. You know, I will train my mind. I will put myself purposely in those situations because I know that those times are coming. All right. Too many people nowadays just don't think like that, and this is why I say a lot of those folks will be erased from existence. It's literally just that. There's not going to be any safe spaces, folks, when everything breaks bad. All right, there's not going to be social media platforms to post memes up on and to fight with fucking strangers that live 800 miles away behind a fucking keyboard and talk shit to them because you disagree with their political views, all right? None of that's going to be happening, all right? Not in a grid down total collapse. And folks, God forbid if we ever get invaded, all right, by a country like China or Russia, you know, another superpower, right? Boots on the ground here on American soil. God forbid that day, all right? Because in my opinion, folks, this is not the greatest generation, all right? And what I'm referring to is the World War II folks, my grandparents, that era, all right? Those people, all right, had a different mindset. And for anybody that's my age, all right, that's Generation X, that pretty much, you know what I'm talking about. I know you've heard about the pussification of America. All right, well, that's definitely what has taken place in the last several years, in my opinion. Guys, if we get invaded, I'm just going to plain out say it, no filter here, we're fucked. All right, I was actually just looking at numbers the other day. Was reading an article, and it says that the Pentagon, this is coming out of the Pentagon, folks. According to the Pentagon, 77% of Americans that are of recruitment age for the military are unfit for military service. And that would be due to obesity, that would be due to mental health issues, drug usage, drug problems, and all that stuff. 77%, guys. All right? I mean, you know, it's funny. They talk about, you know, I'm going to bring up the midterm elections real quick here without trying to beat that to death. You know, the big talk on the left side was, oh, the Gen Z came out and saved the midterms. You know, Gen Z came out and voted. This, that, and the other thing. Let me tell you something, guys. In my opinion, I don't want to bash a certain group, you know, because that would just be ignorant of me. All right? So I'm trying to be objective and open-minded here. I'm not saying that every single Gen Z individual is a fucking pansy, but I am saying that most Gen Z people are fucking pansies. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. They don't have the mindset that our grandparents had, guys. They don't like to get their hands dirty. They don't have that mindset of, you know, actually rolling up your sleeves and going to fucking work and getting a trade, you know, and actually learning how to work with your hands. You know, they'd rather be in a management position with little to no experience telling guys like me what to fucking do, you know? Alright? And it's just, it's fascinating. It fascinates me. Alright? There's nothing more than I hate than some ignorant motherfucker that is still wet behind the ears and probably wears Ninja Turtle whitey tighties to fucking work, that is old enough to be my kid, that acts like they know more than I do, or they can't be told what to do because they, air quote, know more than you, because they're in that position because they went to some 4-year college where they got indoctrinated to hate the Constitution, all right, and embrace authoritarianism and accept tyranny, and now they're in that position to fucking tell me what to do, all right? And this isn't anything like personal on my part. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm not what's the term? What's the phrase? I'm not being passive aggressive towards anybody, all right? Because I'll tell the person to their face, you know, if that's what it comes down to. I'm speaking in general terms. I'm speaking in terms where you and I could relate to. For those of you folks that are on the same page with me, that is. And it's going to be those folks right there that are going to die first. I mean, quite frankly, you know, they don't believe in being prepared. They actually look at preppers as, excuse me, as extremists, right? I mean, I've heard that before, you know. They really believe that Big Daddy government is gonna swoop in and save the day when everything breaks bad. All right, and guys, this is the society we live in. All right, and these are the bogeys, guys. These are the people that have that mob mentality. All right, that are gonna go out. They're gonna go and loot. And they're gonna create havoc, and they're gonna be trying to kick down your door to get everything you have. Those are those folks right there. Those I'm the smartest people in the room folks that believe, you know, the shit will never hit the fan. Those are the ones that are gonna mob up. They're gonna loot, and they're gonna be the biggest threat. You know, those are the bogeys, guys. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. There's one thing that those folks don't realize. Right? Right now, we live in a law and order society. When there is no law and there's total lawlessness, all right, I know what side is going to have the guns and what side isn't. I'll just leave it at that. All right, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. All right, don't come knocking on my fucking door trying any shit. That's for sure. So yeah, guys, the moral of this video is preppers versus non-preppers. A total collapse is imminent. All the writing's on the wall for it, guys. You know, we have inflation. We have supply chain issues. We have a weak grid that's being attacked. We have a government right now in place that is pretty much in the pockets of the globalist elites. And they are pretty much playing right into their agenda. And it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, you know. And how bad does it need to get, guys? What's the solution? You know, do we vote everybody out? You know, we've tried that, you know, and it's not working. Nobody's getting out and voting enough. Is the GOP gonna save the day? I don't fucking believe it. You know, does a civil war need to happen? I don't know. Not calling for it. I want to know what the solution is, guys. And I'm not gonna fucking drive myself nuts trying to figure out what that solution is. I'm just gonna keep preparing in the meantime. I'm gonna keep stacking my supplies. I'm gonna keep stacking my food up to the sky. I'm gonna keep buying my ammo. And I'm just gonna keep doing me. You know, and I would implore anybody that's like-minded like myself to do the same. You know? Anyway, folks, that's all I have for this ride along for today. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I probably won't be back on for a little bit. I want to get through the holidays. And I think after the holidays are over, I'll jump back on and have some more videos for you. So if you like the content that I'm putting out, I'd appreciate a subscribe if you haven't already. Perhaps hit that thumbs up button on the way out. And with that said, Mad Outdoorsman, thanks for watching.